guys definitely have more stress because they have to ask girls and they have to pay for most of the night.
Well, I don't know. If you're talking about social stress, I don't think it's. I think it's a lot different for girls, because I mean, girls are expected to be asked, and it's kind of a thing that guys, pick somebody to ask, and if they don't, they kind of have that excuse to not go. But for girls, if you don't get asked, that's you can't say, oh, I didn't get asked, so that's why I'm not going to go. I mean, it's a lot more embarrassing, or sort of it's there's a lot more social pressure on girls for to be asked than for guys to ask someone.
I've heard friends saying to me that you can't go to prom without asking someone. So there is that expectation that you ask someone if you want to go to prom for guys. I don't think it has to be as serious as it is now. I don't think there has to be the expectation that everyone looks immaculate, and uh, I think that people are stress themselves out more than they need to. I think it's something that's self-inflicted almost.
And that has to come from the students themselves. If I feel like if a change is going to be made, or if there is one that needs to be made, I feel that it has to come from the people who are going to prom.
I think Sadie Hawkins dance at least 1 year would be fun.
I think that would be great. I think having a Sadie Hawkins dance would be great, but I mean, or maybe 1 year for prom, having it be a Sadie Hawkins theme. And because I know SAS doesn't have that, but sort of just 1 year having just like girls ask the guys, that be the theme. I think there's a good start this year, because last year I don't think there were any girls asking guys. And I think this year, especially sort of people who are really outspoken and sort of strong, and like the social groups here are stepping out and asking guys to prom, and sort of going outside the bubble, which I think is really great, and which will hopefully sort of spark a new change. Yeah, no, I think it would be a good idea.
Definitely. I think that right now a lot of my friends don't want to ask specific girls. They don't have a girl in mind that they want to ask. So I think having the group ticket option would be extremely helpful, because then they don't feel pressured to ask a girl that they don't really want to go with, or just go alone without and feel like they're selling themselves short of a good night.
Also, I agree with girls. I mean, it also makes it easier in that sense for if you're not asked, and sort of getting a bunch of friends together who also weren't, and sort of or who work. I mean, it doesn't really matter, and making a night sort of that like having fun no matter sort of what the circumstances are, and sort of I feel like making a group ticket and say that you're going with a bunch of people, and taking that pressure off of the kind of the date with the couples also might help a lot. Sort of just making there less expectations for people, and sort of just having it be more relaxed and not as stressed out.
I think the price is far too high if you get to prom and it's not fun. Um, I've heard people pay over $1,000 and then end up not having a lot of fun. Uh, so I think that if I'm going to pay $90 or $170 for me and my date, it will have to be a really fun night.
For prom, a lot of people focus more on sort of the pictures and the dinner, and then after prom more than prom itself. And I don't know, I feel like I mean, people spend so much money on sort of getting ready and looking fantastic. I feel like prom itself should just be amazing itself. And that should be sort of the event of the night, not after prom or, dinner before. I feel like sort of prom should be the highlight. I mean, and people, shouldn't want to leave an hour early just so they can go to a party, or, it should be something that the school gets to do together, and sort of everybody gets to sort of have a great night.
And for prom to be like that, I think you need as many options open as possible. So you can go alone, you could go with friends, you could go with a girl. Um, as if more options are available to students, then I think more people will go, and it'll be a better night.